I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? God time, we don't never waste. We don't never.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rock Top Sports Talk. This is your boy, Coach Rice. On tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about the Music City Bowl, previewing this Tennessee-Illinois game coming up. And then we're going to do several other things, talking about just the Tennessee roster, the future of it, what it looks like. We're also going to mention talking about the future transfer portal outlook, what we're maybe looking at, who's leaving. And then also talk about a little bit about the rest of college football, but mainly we're going to focus on previewing this Tennessee-Illinois game and what this all means for Tennessee going forward if they win this game and going into this offseason. So with that being said, let me bring my boys Joey and Rocky Top Tom on. Hey, welcome back, Joey.
What's up?
Oh, not much. Tom's been holding it down for you. I know you've been busy. You've been you've been building a church. So literally. So and that's awesome. I know you've been working your tail off at that. And
Yes, sir.
I know, didn't y'all have y'all's first service in that not too recently?
Yeah, so today was our fourth service in there.
There you
but
go.
yeah, and we've already had to put out chairs. It's going great.
There you go.
It's going great.
That's awesome. Awesome. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. And then so we all know what time of year we're in, the Christmas season, the birth of Jesus Christ, and what we're all blessed to be here, and God give us the opportunity to do all of this. We wouldn't be able to do it without him. So Joey, how was your Christmas holidays?
I mean, it was great. I'm not a good gift getter. I don't like getting gifts. I love giving gifts. But, it was good, man. I love spending time with my family. So you don't get better than that.
How was old Boogie? Boogie doing good?
Oh, Boogie is Boogie.
Oh yeah, always.
Boogie be boogieing.
Boogie be boogieing. I got
for sure.
This must be a different.
This is Joey's dad.
That's my dad's nickname. Yeah.
Yeah. He's known around Humboldt as Boogie.
Yeah.
He's done several things around the community of Humboldt for baseball and football and stuff, and everybody just knows him as Boogie. So
yeah, he was the announcer for football, baseball, basketball for like 10 plus years.
Yeah. And then just between you and Amy and Daniel, and just being around in the schools, it's just
for sure.
Boogie is without a doubt known around Humboldt. So and around West Tennessee. So Tom, how was your Christmas holidays?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Kids are doing great in there. They're about doing another, I don't know, almost 5 months, maybe just over 5 months.
There you go.
But no, we got to see almost everybody in the last week or two. So
there you go.
That was on point. Yeah. That's usually don't get to see 90% of my family all together, but it was almost, it was about 90% of them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know we've been off the show for a while. It's just, tough between holidays, and you got guys out of town, in town, and, friends you want to catch up with that come in town, and then family that maybe get to spend a little extra time with. And so been trying to, focus on that. Obviously, that's, a priority before this. Obviously, I love this, and this is something that I want is very important to me, but family is obviously above. So and friends, so get to have those opportunities and enjoy that time with them and catch up. But hey, Tuesday is game day, y'all. Tuesday is game day. We get to focus on one more game to finish out the year. Music City Bowl. I know several Tennessee fans did not welcome the sight of being invited to the Music City Bowl, but it's another game. It's another game. We get to see our boys in white and orange go out and play some football. I know we all around here love the game of football, so anytime it's on, I'm all for it. And so I'm looking forward to seeing our boys go out and play. Tom, what's your first thoughts of the Music City Bowl before getting into, and before we get into a full deep dive? Just what's your thoughts about getting to see the boys in white and orange one more time to finish off the 2025 season?
I agree with you, man. Anytime they're going to play, I want to watch them, but they better win this game.
Yeah.
Look, Illinois, they're about where we are. I feel like this is just me. We had some really close losses, but we did some really, really poor exhibitions of football this year, and so did Illinois. Now, their really close losses and really poor exhibitions were against different teams, better or worse teams. Like, it's a whole different context for each one of their games, but it's pretty similar as far as the circumstances, even if the context isn't perfect, aligned. This is going to be – it's going to be with the opt-outs, which we're going to get on in a little bit. I know one of my buddies that's tuned in right now wanted me to talk about this because we had a long talk about it. But with the opt-outs, with the everything that's going on, you can't let that distract you. What with Hanks being gone and Jim Knowles coming in, like that can't be a distraction. Any of that stuff, that's hoopla. They got to lock in, which I'm encouraged by some of the stuff that they've been releasing, from the university. So that's good. But it's going to be something to watch for sure. The first half isn't going to determine the whole game, I don't think. This is going to be an interesting 4-quarter game to watch. They're going to need to play 4 quarters the whole way through to be able to put Illinois away and to actually do it in a convincing fashion. They got to put it on them. They got to put it on them. And, I mean, honestly, I didn't want them to play in a bowl game like this. I wanted New Year's Day or after.
Obviously.
The playoff, even though I don't believe in that. I despise it. But, I mean, seriously, it's the reality, like I got to operate in it. So that's what I wanted to see. But like you said, they're on TV. So let's watch them, and let's put the whole effort behind them and hope for the best. I mean, this is going to be – they just got rid of Tim Banks.
Yeah.
And there's changes going on. Heupel knows things got to change. The team hopefully knows. The young bucks that are going to get to see a lot of time on Tuesday know that things got to change. They got to be the change. Hopefully they got that attitude. That's what I want to see.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And I'm right there with you. Joey, what's something just, off the top of your head, what's something you want to see about this Music City Bowl, what Tennessee could do, just moving forward after this game, what it means to Tennessee.
Jackson.
Say it again.
Throw the ball to Rad Jackson.
Throw the ball to Rad Jackson.
Yes.
I mean, I've been high on dude since preseason. Both of us have. I know.
Yeah.
No, he'll have a good game. I feel like. For one, there's not a lot of tape on him, so nobody really knows the skill set he really has. So I'm expecting him to play pretty well. And of course, Staley and Mike, those guys they're just who they are. Great talent on the field. I'm interested to see which route, and I know we'll probably talk about this in a little bit. I'm interested to see going forward what route that we take as far as quarterback goes. I'm a GMAC fan, so I wouldn't be mad if dude plays, but at the same time, I understand we need some experience in that quarterback room. Especially for the SEC. So whichever way that goes, I've heard so many different things and so many different names. I know it'll eventually play out. My hope is that we can work out some stuff with the guys we already have on the roster, because for whatever reason, I guess it's because I'm a Tennessee fan. I don't know. But for whatever reason, we're going to lose somebody some way, somehow, that's going to be stupid. And again, Tennessee's going to be all over the national media, and it'll happen more than likely. But hopefully we can we can work all this stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of unfortunately, college football today. You have rumors out there about Mike Matthews, and then other names that Jordan Ross is another one.
Caleb
that you
Herring.
hear that Caleb Herring, names that you see getting thrown around. Obviously, you haven't seen any enter the portal of significance before the bowl game, so that gives you some,
Hope,
positive vibes. And to be honest, I don't think Mike Matthews is going anywhere. I don't think Jordan Ross is going anywhere. Caleb Herring, maybe I could see that, but maybe to go play with his brother's final year where at Florida State if he ends up doing that. But
right.
I think Tennessee has set themselves up roster wise, even though we will talk about some opt-outs, that going forward into this bowl game and into next year where you see a lot of young talent. Tennessee have the youngest roster in the SEC. A lot of people don't realize that. It was not even close. We had the largest underclassmen numbers in the SEC between freshmen and sophomores. They made up 49% of playing time, not just our roster of playing time. So,
and that's probably not going to change next year.
No, it probably won't. And you're just going to see a lower amount of seniors, depending on what we go get in the transfer portal, which obviously we're going to talk about later on because there are some massive needs and some dang good targets out there already on the board.
Sure.
Obviously, the transfer portal don't open until January 2nd, but there's going to be these players in this game that have the opportunity to go out, put on a show their skill set, and build that momentum going into next year. That's going to be the biggest thing I see that I want to see in this game, and how Coach Heupel, Coach Inge, who's going to be the interim defensive coordinator for this one game, and then obviously Jim Knowles will take over after the game. They said he's been at practice, kind of standing to the side. Obviously, he can't coach, but he's been just kind of bystander, seeing what he's got to work with next year. So, Tom? What do you think Jim Knowles is? I kind of just talked about it a little bit, but what do you think Jim Knowles is looking at out there? They've had 2 practices now or 3 practices now in Nashville. What do you think Jim Knowles has been looking at on the sideline there while he's been overlooking Tennessee football bowl practices?
I don't know how much you can get done as a DC incoming with that kind of time, but if he's worth the salt that people say he is, that I think he is, I think we all agree he's worth it. If he's worth it, he's going to have scouted and watched every game we've played from the sky view, the eye in the sky view this year. And he's probably broken down each one 2 or 3 times, may have spent Christmas Day with the family. And then later that night had a whiskey and some more film, like that's what I hope. And as far as the practices go, I want them going full tilt, man. If they're going to have opt-outs, then they're going to have to get guys in their spot that might not have seen the field as much as they wanted, because we had so many guys out. I don't know how many there would be like that, but still, they're going to have to. Yeah. I would hope that he really buckles down on knowing what we have not done well and what we have done well in some circumstances. And against which teams have we done it or not done well, That's a big difference, especially when you're playing Illinois. I was looking at Illinois' schedule earlier today. Other than that blowout loss to Indiana, which was really bad.
Really bad.
Really bad. They lost to Ohio State, Washington, and they had a bad loss to Wisconsin 27-10. I don't know how that happened. I think that was like their first game of the year. So I think that's probably just a scratch. But Illinois is not going to be a slouch. So, they're going to come out and they're missing their best tackle. So I hope we take advantage advantage of that. But yeah, I hope Jim Knowles is ready to really implement some changes and maybe talking about angles, and tackling. That's simple. That's simple.
Yeah, I think without a doubt you're going to get that edge, as Jim knows, the physicality edge. I think that's the main reason why he's getting brought. That and his experience is getting brought in by Josh Heupel to be our DC. Is because I mean he just that's what he preaches. He preaches physicality, preaches that this decisiveness in his and aggressiveness in his defensive play calling. There's no beating around the bush. We're going to be attacking defense that knows what they're doing each play, what their assignments are, and they're going to play clean, efficient defense. Now, obviously, these offenses of today's game, it's something different every week, something new brought to the table. But that's another reason why Jim Knowles was brought in, to be able to make those adjustments, to be able to, identify the weaknesses of what we're maybe showing and then change from that. All right, Joey, boss man, going into this game, playing the Illinois Fighting Illini out of Champaign, Illinois. Who do you want to see offensively? You've had a couple opt-outs. You've had Chris Brazil. I know the main guy you kind of already said was Ryan Jackson. And this is before we get into the full breakdown of each game. But who's someone you got to kind of have your eye on as someone to step up and play big this game for Tennessee on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, honestly, I hope Aguilar goes out with a bang. And I hope this don't sound bad, but I hope bro ain't coming back next year.
No, it's the same here.
I liked him. I appreciate him for what he's done, but you would get the same thing next year. He probably could be a little better. Don't get me wrong. But some of his interceptions were not. They were not concept issues. They were not read issues. They were terrible throws.
Yeah.
There was a couple that were tipped, a couple that should have been called. Yeah, I agree. But the stuff that he was overthrowing or underthrowing, that's not bad reads. That's just bad throws, bad decisions.
The fact that he's 24 years, I don't.
Dog, he should be teaching college, not playing. But anyway,
exactly.
He should literally be on quarterback coaching staff. 24 years old in college. What are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's no hate on him.
What are we doing? Yeah.
There's no hate on him. I appreciate him. I don't know that without him, we win 8 games this year.
No, I know we don't.
You know what I mean? So thanks for stepping in, dog. Appreciate it. But at the same time, I hope he goes out with a bang and we get somebody in here, that's a little better.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
can take us to the next level. But I know Wendell Moy's out. Right, he's out. He's hurt, so he's not playing.
Yeah.
So I hope David Sanders takes over and really shows as a freshman that homeboy can play. Like I want him to take this game over and just let him be the Trey Smith of the next 2 years.
Yeah, no doubt.
And just be the voice and the leader and the champion on the field. So that again, I'm all in Braylon Staley's corner. I think dude's unreal. I do. I think he is. I think he's the real deal. So I think our wide receivers are still as good or better than anybody, even without Chris Brazil.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll put up points. I have no doubts there.
Yeah,
I have zero doubts there.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think offensively, you're going to see some spark in this offense in this bowl game. Obviously, Brent Bielema, as a coach at Illinois, that has been founded. He prides his game on running the ball, being physical, and playing stout defense. Well, that's kind of they're not as solid defensively as they have been in the past years. They're still a very solid team. Don't get me wrong. They're not your They're not a defense that's just going to let you walk the ball up and down the field. But I think Tennessee is going to be able to take advantage of matchups, and we'll see where those matchups are. I think Michael made a great point. Braylon Staley, I think he's just going to continue building. You mentioned Rad Jackson that will be stepping in. Him and Travis Smith, I think, which is back healthy, will be stepping in for Chris Brazil. And then Mike Matthews, what's he do? I like the way they used him late in the year, kind of gave him some rushes as well. So do that, find ways to get these guys the ball in space. And Joey, like you said, hopefully Aguilar goes out and has a great last game. And hopefully, I've seen some things, Tom, and I'm going to give it to you. Defensively, I've seen some things that they're going to base it up. They're going to try to make it go as simple as possible in this Music City Bowl against the Fighting Illini. What do you think defensively that you want to see, or do you think Tennessee and William Inge puts out there for against the Fighting Illini?
Well, they got a good quarterback, not Stoudemire. For some reason,
Altmaier.
Thank you. Yeah, Altmaier's. He's got almost 3,000 yards, man. I mean,
he can throw it.
He's a chucker for sure, and he's got like 20 touchdowns. So I mean, he can, and that's even against. He had some good games, even in games that they didn't do so well rushing, or and they had some drop passes too. I remember seeing a couple of drop passes when they lost to Ohio State. That really cost them big time against Ohio State. I remember catching some of that. But defensively, it's almost backwards, really. They don't rush the ball very much. I don't think they got but like 1,000 yards rushing for the season.
It's 1,500, and they have two guys right around the 500 mark.
Yeah, so I was a little bit off on that, but it's almost backwards of what I usually say in the SEC. I'm always like, well, we got to stop the run. No duh. Well, in this one, they're going to have to cover some receivers like glue, man. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do with AC being out, which is what it is. We do have guys stepping up that in the last few years we've had good recruiting classes, so it's not like they're not going to be able to play. It's just that my worry is Jim Knowles only been our DC for a week and a half, or something like that. So that's not going to be near enough time.
Well, no, he's not. But he's not going to be calling. He's not going to be game playing anyways. He can't legally do anything as far. No.
Well,
no. William Inge is the only one. He's going to be calling the contractually. Now he could be on the sideline. He could, maybe have a headset on, but he can't actually be coaching contractually.
Well, you just dropped some knowledge on me today, brother. That kind of makes me a little bit more hesitant. Like, look, throw a dart at the board. Tim Banks, I don't think, was big on certain things, and those certain things, physicality being one of them, tackling, primarily comes to mind. Taking the right angles. Those kinds of things can't be discipline, knowing your assignment, being prepared, being motivated, all that kind of literally anything that has to do with football. I don't know. But I mean, it is what it is. Like we watched it. They had better personnel and they had a better schedule last year that kind of made a little bit of a pad for him to land on, but he's, as far as the things that we absolutely have to do, you're going to have to know your assignment. I'm not as familiar with Illinois. I was about to say Oklahoma, with Illinois' offense, the way that they actually run it and the ins and outs of it. But I do remember watching the Ohio State game. That was something I was particularly interested in, just to see. When there's teams that we're playing that have the same record as us from the Big Ten, it makes me nervous because you see a lot of running the ball in the Big Ten, but except for maybe specifically a team that's going to be in a rut like an Ohio State against a big team. They try to outdo somebody like they did last year against Michigan. But defensively, offensively, what they're going to try to do it might be something that we haven't seen, particularly as far as throwing first. I don't think we played a team this year that throws first. Literally first, and they try to build the run off of their throwing. I do remember that specifically about Illinois.
Syracuse, I feel like, was a throwing first team.
Syracuse.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Well, only reason I say that,
Alabama, but just basically because of their lack of success running the ball.
Yeah.
They late in the year became a pass first team. So
yeah.
Joey, sorry to cut you off, brother.
No, you're good. If defensively, I don't know Inge's mentality. Like we know we had heck of a linebacker room, and it's only getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with homie calling plays Saturday. And to me, I think he's going to have to be aggressive because our back end is going to be trash.
Yeah,
it's
going to be tough.
Homie, Altmaier could literally throw for 500 yards against us Tuesday if we're not careful. So I think he's going to have to dial some stuff up defensively to disrupt that. If we can live in the backfield, I think we got a shot.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the Knowles guy for sure. I like him. I like his style. I like their defense. And one thing that was the selling point for me when his name started to come up is the fact that he was Ohio State.
Yeah.
And the adjustments that he made against us.
Yeah.
Because most people don't do that. Like most people don't do that against our offense.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we had Nico. I'm gonna throw an interception. And he was trash, but Knowles, he dialed it up, bro. I mean, he dialed it up all night long. So I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be a plus in our corner. I believe he's going to bring in some dudes that fit his style too.
Yeah,
I think we're going to hit the portal hard in a couple of weeks. Hopefully he can get a couple of those dudes from Penn State. I won't be mad at all. What's his name? Coleman?
Yeah, Chaz Coleman.
Yeah, we need him. We definitely need him.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, and I think this is just kind of leading into it. What you're talking about there, Jim knows him retaining Rodney Gardner. I think is massive. Pete Necos put out this afternoon that Tennessee is retaining Rodney Gardner on the staff. They're still working out some contract stuff, but he will be retained. I think this is massive news for Tennessee. I think you're going to still see maybe a change or two. I think William Inge may be coaching for his job at Tennessee. What do those linebackers look like? What type of adjustments do you make in game? I think a guy like Jim Knowles is not a guy that has stubborn pride and is open and willing to be able to take on guys like William Inge and Rodney Gardner, old school guys that add to what you already bring to the table. So I still think you're going to see a safeties coach brought in, maybe a cornerback coach. For all that hate that Willie Martinez gets, you can't deny what the dude does putting out NFL corners. I mean, Emmanuel Mosley, Justin Coleman, Alante Taylor, Jermon McCoy, Colton Hood.
What was his name?
Cam Sutton.
Yep.
I think I already said Emmanuel Mosley, but just a list of NFL All-Pro cornerbacks, future All-Pro cornerbacks that are in draft picks that you can't deny what is his recruiting isn't there, like what he's done recruiting wise as far as star rating, but what he's done with the 3 stars and 4 stars, you already see what he's doing with Ty Redmond, 3-star. Who came on the scene this year because of necessity and played really good at times and got better as the year went on. I know he got bullied mid-year, but that happens when you play SEC football. So,
Yep.
I wanted to get into talk about Ronnie Gardner, what he brings to Tennessee as far as stability on that defense. You know, all those new changes coming along, but to be able to bring a guy like, and what this means is Coach Chop is coming back with him more than likely. So
Yeah.
That's plus, and then you know you're having two great guys remain on staff. So I think that's massive for the defensive future. Obviously, a lot of guys. There's a respect all across the nation for Rodney Gardner and what he brings to any defensive line room. So, what anything y'all want to add to Coach G remaining at Tennessee?
Yeah, sign him for 10 years for like $15 million.
Lifetime contract, dog.
Yeah. Like, name your price and the university will pay it, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to, man.
How many guys have we gotten on the defensive line the last 3 years? What, he's been here for 4 total, right? He's been here for 4 total now.
Yeah,
well he was here before, I know, but yeah. I mean, how many guys came to play for him?
Well, I mean, he either way, he developed Byron Young. He's developed James Pierce. He developed Joshua Joseph into a future maybe number 1 first-round draft pick, early second-round draft pick. You have other defensive tackles like Shy Tuttle, Amari Thomas. I mean, not Shy Tuttle. Amari Thomas.
Norman Lott.
Norman Lott. Thank you. I knew that name. That's who I was thinking for Chateau.
Yep.
I don't know why that I got them mixed up, but and then just other guys that you see getting floated around as far as on these defensive lines, just guys that you that command respect and a guy that you want on your defensive coaching staff. Derek Barnett. I don't think he had. Was he here the first? Was when he was here the first time? Was that when Derek Barnett was here? I don't think he had Derek Barnett.
I don't know if he did or not.
I think that was somebody else, unless he was on staff.
That was Butch after Jones. He left, I think.
Yeah. So, but good thought though. I mean, that's another NFL D lineman that went to the league. But let's remove this. All right, so let's get into the actual Music City Bowl, and then we'll get talk about transfer portal talk. No, hey, Michael, it's fine. That's no problem. You just we're spitting out NFL D linemen that came from Tennessee, so no wrong answers. I got you, brother. I have to tell my students that all the time.
That's a dude I miss, though, man.
I do miss that.
Yeah.
So he was a dog. But so I know, Tom, you were kind of talking about this Tennessee Illinois game. Illinois is an offense that it's RPO based. If you watch their film, that's a lot. Altmaier, the former Ole Miss player, quarterback. If those of you may remember that, he started out at Ole Miss, transferred Illinois a couple years ago, and has played really well. And he started off more as a game manager, and now he's really turned into a playmaker for this offense. He's actually third in the team in rushes total. So that's a note taken there. But it's a very RPO based. He don't want to run, but he wants to get the ball out quick. They do take one-on-one shots down the sideline to some tall wide receivers. But Brett Bielema, the head coach he is, I know they didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher. Their main thing is establishing the run. So, Joey, what do you want to see? Try to, it's always, anytime you have a team that's RPO based that you're facing, it's going to be a big game for linebackers and safety. So that means Edwin Spillman, Jay Perlotti, Jeremiah T. Lander. He's got to step up with Arian Carter, opted out and going to the league. What do you want to see out of our linebackers going into this game?
I'm excited to see Spillman and Perlotti on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I think them them two guys play with everything they got.
Yes, I agree.
They may be in wrong spots sometimes. Number one, they're young.
They're young. Yeah.
Number two, they didn't have as much game time.
Mm-hmm.
And as good as these kids are in high school, it's not college.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so it's an adjustment. And so I think they'll be fine going forward. But I'm excited to see those two guys on the field. I think they'll cause some havoc. I really do. I think I think Angel dial up. I mean, if you're a linebackers coach, you want your dudes to eat, don't you?
Yeah, without a doubt.
So why not draw some stuff up to put them in the backfield and see some stuff disrupted? And we caused some turnovers this year. I'll say that.
No, we did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, granted, it's crazy to me that we've got 3 potential first-round guys that are not playing in this game.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. Well, as far as Hood,
could be 5.
Gibson, and
McCoy.
That's wild to me.
Joshua Joseph,
Aaron
Carter is a draft pick.
They could be.
Yep. I mean, first, second round guys.
Yeah. So anyway, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind where we might have, could have, should have, would have been had we had McCoy and Gibson in that Georgia game. I think the fourth down touchdown that won them the game, I don't think that happens in Georgia. Because anyway, you can't live there. But I'm just saying the fact that we didn't have those guys, it hurt us for sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking forward. I don't know what's going to happen with T-Lander. He may stay, but I feel like his role will be diminished next year for sure because Perlotti's a dude. Spillman's a dude.
Fast. Yeah.
And we got some dudes coming in.
Mm-hmm.
We got some young bucks that I wouldn't mind seeing getting some PT next year.
Yeah, TJ White and Brian Rouse.
Yeah, that will be where they need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And have enough speed to get to where they need to be. So again, nothing against the kid. You got it or you don't. And I don't want that to sound any other way. So I'm looking for our linebackers to play some ball Tuesday.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. I think the key is William is just letting them play fast.
Yeah.
Base it up, simplify it. It's an RPO based offense. Maintain where know your assignment, and just go out there and play fast. I think their top receiver is their slot guy, Beatty. He's a guy that they try to get the ball to quick in space, slot screens, quick slants out of the RPO base and the inside, quick outs, ways to get the defense playing side to side, 53 yards all the way across the field, and trying to open up run lanes. Teams do it differently, but that's how they do it. And Tennessee does at Star, with Jalen McMurray, I think you may see Jalen McMurray slide out some this weekend or Tuesday with Colton Hook on. You'll see William Wright he was a walk-on. Now he's got a scholarship, but he'll probably start at the other corner opposite of Ty Redmond, and then Jalen McMurray at Star. But I personally think you're going to see Tennessee start out the game in a 4-3. I know Tom's ears just perked up, but I think you see them start out in a 4-3. I think you see Perlotti, T-Lander, and Spillman on the field at the same time to start the game off. And try to see if Illinois wants to try to spread you out. And if they do, they get to that point, then you see, Tennessee get back to that 4-2-5. But, maintaining leverage, you brought it up, gap integrity, Big Mike brought it up in the chat. These are both, very massive things for any defense, but a team that is RPO based, you have to be able to understand where your assignment is and who you're supposed to be covering once you understand it's no longer a run. So it's going to be massive for our young linebackers. Safeties, it's been a weakness for us all year. Idris Farouk, turn time, go out and play the game of your life, the last game of your career. Go out and play the game of your life. I think there's a lot of things that Illinois is going to try to do to take advantage of our young corners and our weakness at safety. Mm-hmm. So, Tom, what do you think defensively? William Minge, I know Joey kind of mentioned being aggressive, dialing up some stuff. Tom, what do you want based off of what Illinois does? What do you want to see in William Minge? That's it.
That's literally it. Because look, when I'm not great at defending it in when I play against it on NCAA, but I at least understand the concept. Defensively, man, you gotta. If you're aggressive and you take the initiative out of the offense's hands, look, I think I've said this before, there's a tremendous disadvantage that any defense is at against any offense because you don't know what the daggone play is before it goes off. You can have a rough idea based on formations, based on down and distance and all that hoopla, but you're at a huge disadvantage. So I got mad respect to anybody that plays or coaches or calls defensive perfection. That's a hard thing to do, and that's my biggest gripe other than just the fundamentals not being coached with Banks was that I don't remember a single game defensively that we literally took the initiative away from an offense and literally dominated the entire game defensively. That was an actual opponent. Okay, we played a bunch of cupcakes the last 3 years that we got most of our defensive stats from. Like, that's just – I know there are a lot of big flashy – like I'm wearing my boy Will Brooks, man. I miss you, buddy. I miss you. He had some plays against some really good team. But other than that kind of stuff, I mean, in general, it's been the rule, not the exception, that we've made most of our hay defensively the last 3 years off of teams that were not that great. So – when you can do, and even against Illinois, which is a perfect example, they're 8-4. They're conference losses, they are all conference losses that they had, I'm pretty sure. And
you want me to talk about it real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
So their schedule, they went, they lost, they won a close one against improved Northwestern team. They lost to a terrible Wisconsin team.
Terrible.
They barely beat a terrible Maryland team. They beat a decent Rutgers team. They lost to a good Washington team. They got blown out by Ohio State, which everybody does. But they won a close one against an improved USC team.
Yes.
They got 53-piece against Indiana. And our other good win, they beat Duke early in the year. But outside of the USC win, of those games, they're really not. There's nothing impressive. So, going off of what you're saying,
kind of like our schedule.
Yeah,
our 4 losses are the 4 playoff teams, by the way. But that don't matter.
Blowouts. But they weren't blowouts.
No. You gotta win those games to beat anything. I mean, anyway.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, even if you knock off 2 of those games, you
sitting in the playoff right now.
I don't want to talk about the Vanderbilt game, but if you find a way to make the freaking field goal against Georgia and you find a way to beat Oklahoma, even if you get blown out like that against Vanderbilt, you're still in the playoff. So at 10-2, because you're 10-1 going into that game, you're probably top 5, because you just beat Oklahoma and you beat probably the hottest team in the nation right now in Georgia early in the year. So continue what you were saying, Tom, because you're making a point based off of the schedule.
So as far as what they've been doing offensively, if you look at and I just pulled it up here. So you listed off their wins and losses there, but offensively, they did put USC's not known for defense, of course.
No, of course not.
But then, of course, you've got Indiana that clobbered them, 63-10. That's offensively. If they're going to run the RPO, which you were talking about them being an RPO team, and we're missing Arian Carter, who, I mean, personally, I love AC. Love AC. Let me just say it a third time. I love Arian Carter. But he's not ready to go to the NFL, man. I'm sorry. That's just me.
Not.
Like, he needs to stay. But even without somebody like that, you got to just take the initiative away from the offense. You determine what they do.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's almost an impossible task, because if you're good at what you do offensively, you don't have to be elite, just good at what you do. And you've got a quarterback that knows their reads. They know the pre-snap looks. They know the audible system. They know what to look for and everything. And I think Altmaier's one of those guys. He's been around for a little bit, He's played on 2 different teams with 2 different offense, He's seen a lot. But you got to take that away from him. And that's where the whole defensive thing starts. If you're not practicing right and getting the fundamentals, well, that's one thing. But the other half of it is, and this is like each half is bigger than the other. I don't even know if that makes sense. One of our coaches used to boil it down to a dichotomy like that. Once you get past the most important part, well, guess what? The most important part's coming up. Like that's how it is in football.
Yeah.
Every single play is the most important one. I mean, it's something you've got to take it away from them. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, even against an 8-4 Illinois team that we haven't had our guys that are going to be out there. We haven't had them on the field together for a game. And that's just a fact. Even with the injuries, we don't have that cohesion, and we're not going to get that cohesion with the next topic we're about to get into here pretty shortly if guys keep leaving and getting free agency transferred and all that kind of crap. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to play the fundamentals the right way. So you just got to take the initiative away from them.
Yeah, I agree. So, and defensively, I mean, it's just you have to play aggressive. You have to play fundamentally sound. You got to play assignment-based. Anytime you go up against an RPO-based team, and really any team for that matters. But, if you stop the run first, then you take care of the rest later, then normally the odds tend to be better in your favor defensively. So, all right, switch it to the opposite side of the ball, and this will go a little quicker because I want to get to the transfer portal talk as well. I just go back talk about real quick. Michael said, "I like Farouk. I think he turned into a big piece for us under the new staff." I agree. I think Farouk has a lot of potential that needs to be. He actually have a safeties coach that's actually there coaching him instead of a sleepyhead that's up in the box not doing crap. I think he does show that potential and has that opportunity to be good going forward. But switching sides of the ball, talking about our offense, you look at their defense. You got Matthew Bailey, a safety. You got Miles Scott, a defensive back, star/safety, version. Dylan Ruzek or Rosiak, their best linebacker. They're their top 3 tacklers. Miles Scott also leads the team in interceptions. And then let's see, Gabe Giacchis. I think he's actually one of the ones that may be opting out because he led the team with 11 sacks. Which is a massive number. He's the only one that's got more than that's crazy. He's the only one that's got more than 2 on their roster. So, you take him out of the play, that's pretty crazy. So, and I think he is one of the ones that opted out. I may be wrong, so don't quote me on it, but they are a team that they play very differently. They're 4-2-5, but a mix. Sometimes they blend in at 3-3-5 or a 3-2-6 defense, putting more defensive backs on the field. Something that you see from several Big 12 teams. Now you've seen Oklahoma do it a lot. They got real famous for, Iowa State was really the first team that started this 3-3-5, 3-2-6 defense, in West Virginia that's really taken over to combat against these spread defenses. in RPO offense. I mean, spread offenses and RPO offenses. So Illinois does a base of that. They mix things up. I've watched a few of their games the last couple of weeks, knowing that we're going to, break them down. But, they have playmakers. Now, will one of their playmakers not be in the game? That's to be seen. I'm like I said, I'm still not sure on that. But I think you're going to have opportunities to run the ball with Bishop, who only needs 17 yards to break the 1,000-yard mark. And then you have wide receivers that, are still top level playmakers like Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley and Brad Jackson. On that, as long as we give them protection, Joey Aguilar will be able to deliver the ball to them. So, Joey, man, what do you want to see offensively as a game plan going into this Music City Bowl?
Run it down their throat, man. Yeah, just run it down their throat. The passing game's there; it'll be there. I have no doubts about that. But it'll be even more there if we can let our run game do what our run game needs to do. With Lewis gone, I don't know if they're going to give Thomas those carries or not, because they're toward the end of the year, dude. He had like 5 or 6 carries a game. That was it.
Yeah.
So
Dewani Morris was stealing carries from him in the Vanderbilt game.
100%, and he as well should have. He just didn't pan out. I don't know what the deal was. He just didn't. I don't know. They didn't like him for some reason. But to me, giving Bishop more carries is a positive.
Yeah.
I truly feel that way. I felt that way at the beginning of the year. I don't like a 3-man rotation. I get it, but I don't like it. I feel like if somebody gets hot, give them the football.
Yeah.
But we're every other series we got a different back in there that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hate that because they don't have a feel. They don't have a feel for how the game's going, or anyway. So
you're right.
I am really looking forward to Bishop getting about 20-25 carries this game for about for about 150.
And give Morris and Baker the other 40.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and don't get this and just to tack on to what you're talking about, run it down their throat. But and gap scheme is my favorite scheme in run game, but they don't have to do that against a 3-2-6 or that ridiculously stupid 4-2. Look, you run just ISO and zone the hell out of them and just run them down the field.
We're good at running that.
Yeah, because you don't have to gap. If they put 5, 6 up on the line and look, I'm shouting and not to bring up a painful thing for all the Tennessee fans out there, but in the Vanderbilt game, when they started playing those stupid games about putting 7 guys on the line in the box, like who's coming, who's not, I'm shouting at the screen. Every swinging whatnot on the team ought to have known that you gap audible right there. And you just gap them all down inside and just crush them. And they could have done it the whole game, but they didn't because
I was screaming it too.
Yeah, just run one pull from a guard on a game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I was like, nope, not doing this.
And they don't have to do something like that. Look, and we were talking earlier this year, I've given Josh Heupel a lot of crap this year and last year for losses that we shouldn't have had just on a preparation standpoint and discipline.
For sure.
This is one of the points that I do like about him and that I think you had made many times this year, Coach Rice, is that he is adaptable. I think to a fault, unfortunately, he's adaptable because he has been trying to, instead of formulate one solid UT identity, he does think very much towards hey, who are we this year? What's the personnel and what's their strong points and what's their weak points this year offensively? That's a good thing. That's a great thing for a coach. But as far as to the fault that I'm talking about, it's when they line up, I kept going back to the Oklahoma game last year, which we won. Okay, but if y'all remember last year, that entire first series against Oklahoma, Brent Venables is literally baiting Josh Heupel offensively to run the football. Just run the football, man. They were giving them that 3-2-6 look. Like, they got 5 guys in the box against 5 linemen. Like, being a former lineman and a coach, I'm thinking to myself, you show me 5 in a box or 6 in a box, every player in my offense is going to know – we're about to run either ISO or a zone. Like, it's going to be – and that's it. And I don't care if the other team knows it's coming. If they can't stop it, they can't stop it.
Yep.
And that's literally what you got to do against Illinois. They want to line up in a 3-2-6, let them do it.
Yep.
They want to line up in a 4-2 front, like, let them do it. There's going to be at least 2 double teams on the offensive line. And if they do a 3-2-6, there's going to be – more than that if you've got 2 backs in the backfield that you're using one as a blocker. And that brings me around to my other point is I like Miles Kitzelman. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. But I want to see Ethan Davis doing some more working on his run position blocking. Like, not position blocking. I really shouldn't say that. I despise position blocking, but positioning himself
it's a block better
to make blocks. And I want to see him use a lot more, but we got to run the football down there.
They said I read somewhere today, maybe it was from AP, I'm not sure, but they said Kitzelman's trying to play.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with. I get it. I mean, last game of his career, he's given everything for Tennessee in his 2 years. You know, obviously you got to let Ethan Davis eat. You know, that dude's been a playmaker the last 4 or 5 games for us. You know, getting those 12 personnel sets, sometimes with Brazil being out, let Staley and Mike Matthews get their run on the outside, and then let Ethan Davis and Miles Kitzelman get their, do kind of what you did to Syracuse and then NC State last year. Just ground and pound those light boxes, and then hit them over the top like you did with Brethren Staley against Syracuse and Mike Matthews. So I think you see that. You kind of just brought it into perfect where you see Miles Kitzelman, Ethan Davis eat. Even if Miles Kitzelman doesn't go, which I think he's going to give every opportunity to at least play 20 snaps and and play out his career, which I love. I absolutely love it. You can't, like, that in college football in today's game is just everything to me. You have these
it's exact opposite of what we're seeing.
Exactly. And so
let me ask you a question real quick after you read his
well, let me get to that, and then we're going to keep talking about this offense. What about Gilbert? Is he going to be back next year, or can we get a better kicker? They're going to give him a shot. I mean, I think you may have guys if someone reaches out and say, "Hey, I want to come to Tennessee." Coach Heupel and company may listen, but I think you give Max Gilbert every opportunity to come back next year. I get it. He's been inconsistent at important times for us, but he has, he's a sophomore. Going into his junior year, I think he has the leg. He has, the potential to be good. You just got. It's one of those things. Do you let him, grind it out and keep trying to get better? So, I mean, I guess that's what you got to do. So, but thanks for the question, Lynn. I hope I answered it pretty good for you. Gilbert is just a sophomore. That is true. I agree. I think you got to be better at kicker. You got to be more consistent at kicker, and you got to be clutch in big spots. And he hasn't been that to this point yet. So hopefully that's something he can learn and grow from. So in those opportunities of adversity, you see how they bounce back from it. So Coach Heupel's the main one that can see that. So I trust in whatever he decides to do there. But let's finish talking about the offense, and then we'll call our predictions. And then I do want to hammer on the portal for about 10 minutes. I know you do, but we're going to have to limit your rant because we're already an hour in. But offensively, I think you're going to see ground and pound, just like y'all two have said. I think Deshaun Bishop's going to get 25-plus carries. I think you're going to see, I think you're going to see Ethan Davis get some, some touches. I think you're going to see that mixture of Rad Jackson, Braylon Staley, and Mike Matthews and Travis Smith be very good. Going into next year, just building that momentum of our wide receiver, tight end core next year. You think about it, all these skill guys will be back. It's something
hopefully.
that they can, hopefully that momentum will lead into next year, and we got great things to look forward to. I think you see GMAC. I think you see if we could get a 21 point lead, 17-point lead, fourth quarter, see GMAC go in and run the offense. You let him get some run because every rep he gets is important going into next year because you never know what the situation is going to be going into the next offense. Obviously, we're going to lead into getting into the portal talk, but I think we all agree we're going to bring in a portal quarterback to go along because you can't just have two quarterbacks, obviously, going into next year. So
going to have to get a running back too.
Yeah, I think you'll get a running back. Some people are calling for I would love to go get that Hawkins guy from North Texas, but or the guy Bam Knight or not Bam Knight. I can't remember his first name, but his last name's Knight from James Madison.
Deuce? No,
not.
Why
Deuce
did I just say Deuce?
Well, he's the quarterback at Auburn. But I think you do see Tennessee bringing a running back to go along with the rest of the running back room. And then I think you see the rest of the work defensively. I think you see a lot of defensive guys in this transfer portal class, maybe one offensive lineman that's fine with coming in, being a depth piece. But offensively, ground and pound, Joey, read the RPOs, make sure you're making that right read. Key is offense, especially with that guy, I think, opting out. You're going to have all day as long as you protect. Make the right reads, make the plays. I think you go out and put up lots of points. So let's get into our key, our prediction, and our MVP, and then we'll hammer out 10 minutes of portal talk. Tom, go ahead, give me your Big Mike, real quick before time goes. Hollywood Smothers is another great option, former Oklahoma running back. Went to NC State last couple of years. Was great for them. I think he would be great in his offense. But I don't know. I think that may be on the dream list that isn't going to be attainable for something that we Deshaun Bishop's going to be the starter next year. So I think you're going to be looking at someone that's going to be okay with being a 1-2 and not just being that one. Now, I know there's guys that have that personality, but hey, yeah, I'm fine coming in being that 1A, 1B combo, but there's going to be some guys that just want to be 1A and circle and underline and in bold print. So, Tom, give me your key, your prediction, and your MVP.
Knowing where your assigned guy is on defense. Literally, if you know your assignment, especially, and I changed this while we were in the show, because when I was watching Illinois against Ohio State earlier this year and I was looking at some of their statistics and things, that doesn't really break down that RPO and running against an RPO offense with the guys that we're missing defensively, you've got to know your assignment.
Yeah.
So discipline and assignment knowledge are going to win or lose us this game, because we could score 35 against their defense. We could score 42 against their defense in the first half. Literally, we could. They could do it. But it's not going to be a first half and then that's it kind of a ball game when we've got so many guys defensively that are out. That's going to be my key. So no matter what we do offensively, we have got to know defensively what we're doing as far as assignments, and you got to be in position to make the play. I think maybe 35-28 or 35-32. It's going to be – that's just –
a close one, huh?
It is, yeah. I mean, and I hate to say it, it's going to be one of those things where if we go out and score 35 in the first half, I hate to say this, I love my Vols, but I don't know if they're going to score a point in the second half. It's like I
They
don't
didn't
even
against Florida.
Yeah. And that was a completely inept Florida team. And I don't buy that whole narrative from last year with I took my foot off the gas. Like, I don't buy that. I just don't. It's just, I think we score in spurts. There's a mindset that goes with athletics that nobody can explain, that the best athlete in the world can be performing at the top level that they're capable of at an elite level. And then all of a sudden something just mentally changes. And it literally is just a mental thing. Are you in it mentally? Are you tuned in completely with what's going on? Or because you had 2 touchdowns and 150 yards in the first half, you're going to check out, whatever it is as an individual or as a team, because you scored 21 points in the first quarter against Georgia and you get the fans all hyped in an emotional ecstasy that's just uncontrollable. That emotional high, it wears off. And eventually you come crashing back down, like you don't never know with this team.
Yeah.
They've been like this for decades now.
Yes.
Roller coaster. So that's kind of I think 35-32, maybe 35-28. It's going to be close.
Who's your MVP?
I hope it's Joey. Send him out with a good, a really good performance, like command of the game the whole time. And I know that's kind of cheesing it because the quarterback is literally the entire offense as far as what and how you can get the ball out. But I really hope that Joe really just kills it. And I mean, tuck and run when you get pressured, design runs, get him going. There's no reason for them not to run some design runs for Joey in the first half. He's going to be gone next year.
Everything should be on the table.
Eligibility. Like that. If I'm hypo, I'm calling quarterback keeper on the first play, and then I'm giving him a read option on the next play. Like run quarterback power and read option 2 plays in a row, get 30 yards. I mean, just
and then hit one over the middle for a touchdown.
Yes, absolutely. And then run
there. It's been there all year.
Yep.
It's been there all year, and we didn't do it.
And when they ran that against Georgia, it looked so beautiful on that first one, man. I was so excited for what was to come. And then they just, ran it maybe 5 times the rest of the year. Yeah. But so I want it to be Joe, maybe 250 yards and a few chucking into the end zone. That would be a great thing.
Yeah, I think every bit of 300. I think you're going to see every bit. I don't think there's any path in which he doesn't hit 300, unless the Bishop just has like a 250-yard rushing game. But,
I'll take that too.
Joey, go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna say 49-38.
49-38.
Yeah, because I mean they're gonna score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
They're going to score.
I agree.
We're gonna score.
Yep.
My key is like disrupting the pass game. Like that's my key. Our defensive line and linebackers are gonna have to play out of their mind. My dad texted me a while ago, and Jason Swain was on some show, and Swain said that he thought we were gonna have to play near perfect to win.
Yeah,
and I mean it's true. We're good, but we're not as good as we were during the season because obviously we got four defensive guys out that are not playing. So I think we get it done. I think we can win 49. Now it just depends on which of their team shows up.
Yeah.
If the team that showed up against Indiana is there, then we're going to win by 4 or 5 touchdowns because I think we could outscore Indiana on any given day.
Yeah.
So I think our key is disrupting their pass game. I think Altmaier, if he gets hit a couple times, he's probably going to lay down. Send Farouk on a safety blitz and let him just rock. Just send him. Why not? What do you have to lose at this point?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose?
I get you.
So I would say disrupting the pass game is the key, and then my MVP, I'm gonna go Aguilar. I'm gonna say he has at least 320 and 4 tutties.
Yeah.
And here's what I hope we see. I can't remember what game it was, but we faked the stop route to the outside and to the slot man. I guess it was to Staley.
Yeah.
And Brazil faked the block and then set right there wide open. I hope we run that. It was beautiful, and we never ran it again the rest of the year. And it was a touchdown. It was a touchdown. It may have been the Mississippi State game. I can't remember, but I know we ran it, and it was beautiful.
That sounds about right, Mississippi State.
It's one of them games in there. We scored on it, and it's wide open. It's always wide open.
I think it was State because there was literally nobody within 30 yards of him, and I couldn't believe it. I was watching that. I said, man, there wasn't nobody within 30.
And here's what's crazy is, like, they could do this very same thing to us.
Yeah.
Because they run the same RPO stuff, and those short routes are an extension of their run game. They use it the same way we use it. But what we don't do well is double moves.
Yeah.
We just don't. And we got the athletes to kill people on the outside with double moves. If we can have a line to give Joey a couple extra seconds, double moves, and we're probably sitting undefeated at this point, but that's beside the fact.
I got you. So
that's where I'm at.
So, all right. So my key is going to be establishing the run game early. Let Deshaun Bishop eat. Like I said, I think you're going to see 25 to 30 plus carries for Deshaun Bishop in this game. I think you'll see DeWanye Morris get some carries to give him a break. I think the MVP, I'm going to go Braylon Staley. I'm going to still be Mike's. I think Braylon Staley's going to have him and Ethan Davis. I'm going to go call it co-MVPs because I think they're both going to have big games terrorizing Illinois' defense. My score will be 56 to 42. No defense in this game at all.
None.
I think it'll be a fun game, but it'll be a game that causes Tennessee fans to have blood pressure, things like the Purdue game a few years ago.
Yes.
And hopefully we don't get screwed and cheated like we did in that Purdue game where I was literally sitting at the goal line and the side view of it, and he was in. I saw it in person, how the ref didn't see it. Beats me how he thought the progress was. I could spend all day on that.
Hey, man, Ben Franklin's changed things.
Yeah, exactly. So I think big game for Joey Aguilar. Obviously, Braylon Staley, Ethan Davis. Offense does good things. Defense struggles. Stepping point in the next year, go 9-4. Have a great off season. Go do great things next year. So I think that's the stepping stone you have. And you want that momentum going into next year. So with that being said, I do want to get into the portal just for a few minutes. Tom, I don't know if we're gonna have time for your I may have to let you do that on the transfer portal video. Actually,
I'll hold it.
But because we're at an hour and 12 already,
I'll hold it. I'll hold it.
I got a son I got to put to bed. So
about a 10-minute monologue. So
I know that's the reason why I was kind of like I don't know if we're gonna have time. So but
it's immoral. That's all I'm
yeah. I know you got it saved. It's probably in your notes on your phone. Like you've probably been working on it for 2 weeks. And
no, man, I actually argue with so many people about it that I have fine-tuned, honed that thing to a point, bro.
Oh, I bet.
I could give you 1,500 words on it in about 5 minutes because it's the same 1,500 words that it is every time.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I'm of one that I like the transfer portal, but I'd like it for different reasons. I don't think you should be, able to hop in there every time you turn around. Obviously, I think there should be limits, but I think, based off of what Tennessee needs and certain teams need and the Power 4, Power 5 levels, I know it kills the non-Power 4 schools, but at the same time, it helps them, reaccommodate their team. And then it helps the Power 4 teams meet the needs they have. There's all types of pluses and minuses, pros and cons to both sides of the argument. Mm-hmm. But obviously Tennessee's going to need portal guys. Quarterback being the main one, everybody's going to throw around. We talked about running back earlier. And then when you get past that, offensively, you're not going to be talking about much. Maybe one offensive lineman is a depth piece. Maybe a tight end that's fine with being down on the depth chart as a depth piece. And then you just go to the defensive side of the ball. You need at least 2 defensive tackles. You need maybe 1 linebacker, and then you need several secondary guys all over the secondary. Corners, safety, stars, nickel. Anything secondary wise you could we need. So obviously Ty Redmond, you don't know what the word is with Ricky Gibson. Is he transferring? Is he staying? Because he's been out all year with injury. You don't know what the situation is there. Have they talked to Farouk about being the starting safety next year? You got that open safety spot at the other safety. Do you feel comfortable with the guys that Timothy Moffitt and I'm forgetting the other dude's name. What is his name? Sidney Walton, who got some run at times this year. And then Dylan Lewis and those other corners. What do you think they bring to the table come next year? Caleb Beasley, he's another guy that you're kind of wondering what is he going to be able to grow. There's several spots. Of all those spots outside of quarterback, you cannot name quarterback. Where's the main spot that you want Tennessee to target in the portal, Joey?
Defensive backs. I think we're going to have to. Corner, safeties, everywhere. I think we got to get 2 or 3 guys in there.
Yeah.
I'm excited what we're bringing in, what we've signed, with the commits and all that. But man, it's very, very rare that you get a guy like Redmond come in and step up and play. And he had his moments this year where he struggled as well. So, defensive backs, and there's plenty of guys in the portal that got some star power behind them. So, I'm looking at that, and the running back position. A lot of people ain't talking about that. I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee goes and gets is a Legacy.
Yeah,
he entered Hayden. He entered the portal today.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised because he knows he's not going to be a 1 anywhere he goes.
Yeah.
But he's got experience. He almost had 5 yards of carry this year. In a limited capacity. So
and he played for an elite program before Colorado.
Yeah, he played for Ohio State.
He was a starting running back for Ohio State for half a year before he got hurt.
Yep.
And that was in front of Travion Henderson, who's now a beast in the NFL.
So I could see that working out in our favor too. I don't think that would be bad. He's definitely a step up from Star Thomas, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so having that behind Bishop, and who knows, he may come break out and jump Bishop. He has that star power.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think the quarterback position is up in the air. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. There's too many names, too much money being thrown around and offered. In my opinion, there's no way that you go out and spend that kind of money on 1-year person.
Unless somehow they're that dude and it just the stars align.
Well, and I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around that, especially when our defense was in the shape that it was in this year.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
And the fact that we're gonna here's the deal, boys. We made it to the freaking playoff with Nico.
Yeah.
Because we had an elite defense.
Elite defense. Yeah.
So, hello, Tennessee.
He made valid points.
Hello, Tennessee. Let's upgrade the defense and play some football. Because, like you said, outside of a quarterback, because we got a quarterback we got a quarterback. People are not as high on him.
2 quarterbacks.
That Faison would probably go in and start for a couple other programs.
Oh,
I don't want him to hear that, but I'm talking about major college programs and saying, what's his name? Saying Julian,
Julian
whatever.
Saying. Yeah.
true freshmen starting.
Yeah.
Tennessee's the only team in the world that don't do that when you have somebody of that caliber. But anyway, I'm not sold on spending the $3 to $4 million on a 1-year quarterback. Especially when you can get 4 guys that will take your defense to the next level.
Yeah.
For that same amount. So anyway, that's my spiel on it.
That's true.
I hope we get a good guy. I'm good. Whatever we do offensively, I think we do need to get another running back more than we do a quarterback. We'll get a quarterback, but I just don't think we go out there and spend that star power money on a quarterback when we have the defensive needs that we've got to get. We've got to.
Yeah. And before I let you go, that's very, very important point there. You have to have Jim knows is going to have a lineup thing that bullet points of skills that he has to have at each position. Does Tennessee have those skills on this roster right now? And is there guys in the portal like Chaz Coleman, like we already know is an elite talent at defensive end and Leo that we can bring in and he could be an immediate impact.
Yeah.
So
he's one of them.
And that's a guy Jim knows is coached. Now, obviously, Jordan Ross, Caleb Herring, if he's still here, and whoever else we have on this roster, they're going to be important as well. But you got to improve so many spots on defense to make this defense better. And obviously, people are going to look at right in the face is the secondary. So I agree with you, Joey. I think secondary is the main spot you want to spend money. I personally think you could go spend $3 million at quarterback and be fine. Obviously, I don't think you need to spend more than $3 million. I think anything more than that, you're taking away from the rest of the team. But I think if you want to go get a power 4 starting quarterback that has the potential to take you to the playoffs, I think that's $3 million is what you're going to spend in today's market. Yeah. The guy I'm looking at is the early rumors were Brendan Sorsby. I think that has kind of it's still there, but kind of fizzled out. You got Anthony Colangeria, or however you say it, from UNLV has been kind of a rumor. Alonzo Barnett from James Madison has been a rumor.
Player.
He's an absolute player.
Yep.
There's a couple other guys that are kind of, and there's going to be more guys enter a portal before January 2nd. So Coach Heupel got a lot to work on, got a lot to evaluate, and who they think would be great for their program. Obviously, no matter what, I think it'll be a one-and-done guy because I think that's the only selling point you could get G-Mac and Faison to stick around and wait it out. But to let not steal from you, Tom, obviously Joey used the secondary. What would be your next up position of need? Mr. Baker. I think he's going to be way too much. I mean, he's either going to Oklahoma State with his head coach or he's going to Oregon, somewhere big money. Yeah. I think that dude's going to command $4 to $5 million.
Just watching a bit on him. I'm pretty sure he's going to go to one of those big money places that's literally going to pay out what they've got to get him come in at that spot. But front seven defensively, I want us to pick up like 1 or 2 offensive linemen. And I despise the whole thing, but here I am talking about it because it's just the reality we're in. You got to get a couple of O linemen that are okay with either competing for one spot or being another depth piece.
Yeah.
But, I mean, literally, if I had to triage it, since he took secondary, which was going to be my first go for sure.
Oh, I think it's everybody.
Triage it, then front seven, there's a guy like you just brought up. His name just was right.
Chaz Coleman.
Yeah. Starter, probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
no doubt.
But there's a guy that just entered today. And one of my UT friends that lives out in Kansas, who is also real close to Kansas State, Austin Romaine at linebacker for Kansas State. I don't know if anybody, you probably know who I'm talking about because that dude is an animal.
Yeah.
I think he was first team Big 12 this year, second big team last year. I mean, the dude is a killer, and we need killers at the linebacker. Now, we do have a lot of young backers coming up, but as far as 1 year, if you know how to play linebacker, you know how to damn play linebacker.
Yeah.
Where that guy steps, you step. Where this is your assignment. This is it's ingrained in you. Linebacker's a certain breed, but I want us to pick up 1 or 2 defensive tackles that. Really,
no doubt. That's We got to hang on to our ends, though. We got to hang on to those defensive ends. If you don't, then the whole kit and caboodle comes flying down. I mean, that's literally. That's the centerpiece to the defensive line for me right now in the SEC, the way the edge is so important. Yeah.
I know Oklahoma likes to run it up the middle sometimes. Well, this year they couldn't really run the ball unless it was with Mateer, but traditionally those old big God, it's so confusing now because of this ridiculous conference.
Well, I mean, it's the traditional nose tackle that you saw Georgia run with the 3-4 with Jordan Davis and all those behemoths, Alabama back in the day when they had Terrence Cody and all those big guys. You don't see it as much anymore. These up tempo, you want athleticism and speed and power more than anything. But I agree. I think linebacker, D tackle, those would be my two. That would be secondary, then linebacker, D tackle. If you're outside of quarterback. Now, secondary, I think, is even above quarterback. I think you have to address that. I think you have to address that before you even think about getting quarterback. Obviously, quarterback's going to be the naming point. It's what everybody wants to talk about because that's just the quarterback position. But I think there's so many things that Tennessee needs to address defensively. My third, I'll just kind of back off of what you just said, back up what you just said. That D tackle. And a line, maybe with William Inge, if William Inge stays, he's got the ability to say, hey, we rotate. We got 4 guys that play legitimate 50-50 football. Like if you're in the top 4, you're going to play 50% of the snaps. Like that's what William Inge does. That's what he's known for. You got Perlotti, you got Spillman, you got T-Lander that's still there. Who's going to be that 4th guy? Is it going to be Jaden Harmon? Is it going to be a transfer? Is it going to be one of the younger guys, Braden Rouse, TJ White? I think that could come in and push. So do they get that one and done transfer linebacker? I don't know. I think outside of secondary, I'm more leaning towards interior D tackles to go along with Ethan Utley, Isaiah Campbell, and David Hobbs. I think, and Nathan Robinson. I think we got to build that depth and versatility back up on that defensive line where it was last year. That's the reason why that defense was so good because there was so much depth and versatility. Yeah. So I think you need to improve that strong side defensive end a little bit more with Tyree West graduating. Tyree Weatherby had some great bright spots. Marion Dye is a great young guy that's coming up. But we'll see how we can improve there. But obviously, 3 names I want you to keep an eye on at quarterback: Alonze Barnett, Anthony Calandria, and who's the other guy that I was looking at I was watching film on. If I think of his name, I'll talk about it in the comments. But guys, great show. I know we didn't have the big turnout. I didn't think we'd have as big a turnout with holidays going on. People, doing other things, being away from the season a good bit, not being able to go live. But hey, I could go ahead and tell you, January 2nd, be ready, be live, be ready to talk about transfer portal talk. As soon as that transfer portal opens, we will have a live show January 2nd. We will also have a reaction show probably the day of or the day after the Tennessee football bowl game. So be ready for that. Be looking forward to that. Make sure y'all are tuned in. I know B. Mike was sick tonight. He couldn't make it on tonight. Hopefully you get to feeling better, B. Mike. Guys, great show. Joey, man, hey,
Glad to be back, brother.
I'm glad you could come on, man. We've missed you on here.
Yes, sir.
But you had, obviously, we talked about priorities earlier. You had a bigger priority thing that you were taking care of, and that's all the respect of the world towards that. So
appreciate that.
You the man, Tom. You the man. How about we just go out the season with a fat W and a big involved by 50. Forget all the predictions we made, and let's go into 2026 on a high note. Tell Illinois to kick rocks.
Yes, sir.
And the fighting Brett Billings. Tell him.
Bro, hold on. Before we close this, my dad just texted me and he's listening to something tonight. So Tennessee
had listening to us. No,
I don't know. He may be listening to both. You never know about my dad.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably got 3 different podcasts.
TV going.
Oh, I know your dad.
He's the biggest Tennessee fan I know.
He's great.
So, he was telling me that Billamo went on some show and was saying that Tennessee not practicing at Vanderbilt is crazy. But it's because of the rivalry. Tennessee would not go to Vanderbilt and practice this week.
Yeah.
So we're practicing at a high school.
Yeah, we're practicing at
NBA
Montgomery Bell. Yeah.
So Billum was talking about that they've been there at Vanderbilt and how that's an advantage to them.
Yeah,
but that's hilarious.
We're not even playing at Vanderbilt. We're playing at Nissan Stadium.
Kick rocks, Vandy.
Yeah. Hey, go.
Fighting Pavias. That's
go get on the keto diet and lose some weight. So hey, great show. Hey, just cover our platforms. Y'all go follow us on Facebook, Rock Top Sports Talk. Go follow us on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. Excuse me. At Rock Top Talks 1. Hey, just a shout out to my brother and his wife.
Oh yeah,
they hooked me up with the shirt.
Let's go.
Turn a little bit. There you go. Yeah,
got the logo. Shout out to my brother and his wife for a little Christmas present, and then shout out to my parents trying to hook me up with the podcast stuff. So making that better. So great show. Y'all give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Follow, subscribe to the channel. I think that we're growing. Obviously, like I said, we didn't have as big of a following this show as we did the last show. But like I said, holidays, I get it. Being away from football for a little bit, it happens. But be prepared for the transfer portal show and the reaction show to the Music City Bowl. So with that being said, as always, God bless and go Big Orange.
Go Vols.
I've been up and I've been down and I done seen it all. Was in the gym working my shot, now they pass me the ball. They never answer when I call, now I'm the one they call. I done been up and I've been down and I done seen it all.